Good morning, everyone. This is the State of Nevada Board of Examiners for Long-Term Care Administrators quarterly board meeting. We're meeting simultaneously in Las Vegas, Nevada at the State of Nevada building on Warm Springs Road and in the Legislative Council Bureau, Carson City, Northern Nevada. We may have one board member who calls in via Zoom and one board member who joins us from Carson City. If those people join us, we'll so indicate on the record.
And can I just check, Cindy, are you recording this? Is there a way that we need this recorded? So, okay.
So we're just clarifying recording of the minute of the meeting. Thank you. So the meeting is being recorded. Thank you, Liz. It's the mission of the Nevada Board of Long-Term Care Administrators, BELCA, to license and regulate long-term care administrators in Nevada, including nursing home administrators, residential facility for groups administrators, and health service executives. The board provides customers with an assurance of the qualifications of our licensees, along with a means of enforcement for the benefit of the public to ensure Nevada's citizens are served in a dignified and caring manner. I'd like to welcome all of you this morning. And I will ask now that our executive director call roll, please.
Good morning. Margaret McConnell.
Here.
Dina Schmidt.
Excused.
Lindsay Hansen.
Present.
Douglas Sinclair.
Here.
Brooke Westlake.
She should be joining us.
Lisa Meyer. Here. Daniel Mathis.
Here.
Thank you. I'm sorry, you do have a quorum.
Thank you. Completing our roll call, I will now ask for public comments. This item is to receive comments limited to 5 minutes on any issue and any discussion of those items. However, no action will be taken on an item raised during public comments. Comments based on viewpoint are welcome. Are there any public comments? Please, could you please come up to the speaker's table here and identify yourself, and if you have an affiliation, and if you can see, as Mr. Ling said, on the right side, the little button. Have a seat, please, and then go ahead and press that green button and introduce yourself, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi there, my name is Rommel Timble. Through the Department of Public Behavioral Health, Bureau of Healthcare, BHCQC, I represent one of the 4 placement referral agencies licensed by the state of Nevada. I work for a company called Peace of Mind Placements. So it was very important that I come today because I wanted to stress the importance of having it keep how it is being done today. I believe strongly in having us be licensed by the Bureau of Healthcare Quality Compliance because it ensures that our seniors in both Las Vegas, Reno, and throughout the state of Nevada do not become held hostage to scrupulous and unscrupulous individuals that don't really care about placing our seniors in appropriate housing, whether it be independent living, residential care homes, homes for individual residential care, assisted living, or memory cares, communities. And I feel that I strongly suggest that we take a look at ensuring that we keep having the licensure for all placement agencies that separates us from the 50 states in America. We're the only state that has that licensure. So I think that's significant, and it holds us to higher standards that we can provide adequate housing for our seniors here in Nevada. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other public comments? Please.
Good morning. I'm Jonathan Sussman. I represent Senior Resource Nevada, which is a brand new nonprofit formed in the state of Nevada. I'm a realtor by trade. My wife is a nurse practitioner specializing in home health that visits many of the facilities that are administrated by Beltka. And we have been looking at this problem for over a year. We noticed some of the other states in the country have their own solutions, and we're definitely looking forward to Nevada coming up with a solution that works best for this state, this community. Just know that there is a population out there that is dependent upon best practices. And I think without clear guidance from the state, it's going to hold up a lot of solution providers who want to engage the community in a very meaningful way. Thank you for your support.
Thank you, sir. Are there any other public comments? Are there any public comments from Northern Nevada? Hearing none, at the conclusion of the meeting or before the conclusion of the meeting, there is another opportunity to make public comments. So please keep that in mind. I'd like to next go to agenda item number 5, Secretary's report. The minutes of the last meeting are under tab 2, and I would accept a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to second.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the minutes and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Sandy, thank you for doing such a nice job on the minutes. We appreciate it. We'll now move to the next agenda item, which is an administrative report from the office.
Which office?
Maybe you could just start with
as-
that, Mary, like a little
Yeah,
update.
yes, I'm laughing because I'm the new office. We are currently in the process of moving the Las Vegas office into Reno. Sandy gets to retire, and she's going to be assisting me in getting the office in Reno put together. It's been a very arduous task, a lot of equipment, a lot of things to learn. So Sandy is totally my resource. And there is a new phone number at this point in time. The website has not been updated. So if anyone, there was a blast email sent out, but if anyone would like the number to call, or the email address has stayed the same. So you can always email and I will get back to you. That's it. It's transitioning, but it's going slow. So hope everybody can be patient.
And Mary, I believe if one calls the current number, there's a automatic forwarding to our new number. So people don't have to be fumbling around right now.
Yes.
Because I just tried that the other day. So
Yeah.
it's a very seamless transfer. And thank you both for, it is, as you said, an arduous task, trying to physically move things and dealing with all of this technology. It's just mind-blowing in terms of all the things that have had to be set up. So thanks to both of you. And so does that conclude the administrative report for right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Then let's move to the next agenda item, which is administrator licenses to be issued. We have we have 4 nursing facility administrators who are completely qualified to become licensed, 3 residential facility administrators, and 1 inactive request. I would entertain a motion, please.
I'll make that motion that we approve for licensure.
No, second.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve and a second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the motion. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Our next agenda item is new business, and we have two items. Our public hearing, which we'll do in just a moment, and the second one is election of a new vice chair, since our current vice chair is no longer a member of the board. So I would accept a nomination if anyone is interested in nominating somebody, and if not, we don't have to do it today, but we certainly can.
Dr. Hanson, I'd like to nominate Lisa Meyer, Vice Chair.
Yeah, you're going to make a motion. I'll second.
We have a motion to nominate Lisa Meyer. Motion and a second. Are there any other nominations? Is there any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing to serve, Lisa. And now we'll go to agenda item 8D, and that is the public hearing to consider and adopt amendments to Nevada Administrative Code NAC 654, which is an LCB regulation number R10524 for possible action. And I would just ask your indulgence while I read just a short statement about what we're going to be doing. And this item is under tab 3, and it's the regulations that have previously been visited by this board on at least 2 other occasions. So nothing has changed. LCB came back with nothing, so it's basically what we've seen before. Let the record reflect that this is the time and place for the holding of a hearing for the consideration of public comments regarding a regulation known as R10524. This regulation is intended to make changes to the regulations governing the practices of this board's licensees in Nevada to allow for the payment of referral fees under some conditions and circumstances for the implementation of SB 260 that was passed in the 2023 legislative session. The record should also reflect that the notice of this hearing was properly and timely posted, and that copies of the notice and the regulation have been publicly available in compliance with NRS Chapter 233B. Finally, the record should reflect that all written comments regarding the regulation that were received prior to today's hearing were distributed to and have been reviewed by members of this board. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with NRS Chapter 233B. We will first take any and all public comments from anybody in the audience or online who wishes to make such comments. For anybody who wishes to make such comments, please come forward, identify yourself for the record. As much as possible, please direct your comments to specific parts of the regulation, such as by page number and paragraph number, so that the board can follow along with your comments. After all public comments have been received and all written comments reviewed, the board will close the public comment portion of the hearing and will thereafter discuss the comments and the board's own thoughts regarding the regulation. After such discussion, a motion will be made to adopt the regulation as written, to adopt the regulation with amendments that may come from the discussion, or not to adopt the regulation. So now we will open the public portion of the hearing. Anybody in the audience or online wishing to make comment on the regulation is now invited to approach and make your comments. Do we have anyone who wants to make a comment publicly right now? Do we have anyone who wants to make a public comment right now? Do we have anyone in Northern Nevada who wishes to make a public comment? Do we have anyone on Zoom who would like to make a public comment?
Chair, the public line is open and working, but there are no callers.
I'm sorry?
So sorry. The public line is open and working, but we have no callers at this time.
Thank you so much. We didn't quite understand what you said, but that's good news. Thank you all for your participation and your comments, and the earlier comments are much appreciated. Thank you. Now that all public comments have been received, we will close the public comments portion of this hearing. Now, board, we should discuss whatever you deem needed or appropriate regarding the regulation and the comments you've received. And just for your information, I want to have this on the record, we received no written comments. So no written comments, no public comments. Is there any comment from the board? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adopt the regulation?
I move to, we adopt the regulation.
And I second.
We have a motion to adopt the regulation as presented today and a second. Are there any comments from the board? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion passes unanimously. So the hearing regarding the regulation is now closed, and we're going to go to the next agenda item. Mr. Ling, would you explain what next steps are, please?
Sure. The next step now that you have adopted the regulation is that we will be providing that information to the Legislative Council Bureau, that we adopted it with no changes. They will then schedule this regulation for the next Legislative Commission meeting, which I would anticipate is going to be in September. They meet once a month. Our reg will then be considered by the Legislative Commission, which is a bipartisan, bicameral commission, meaning it's assemblymen and senators, Republicans and Democrats. It's a big group of people that will be sitting in front of us. And when we appear in front of them, they have the authority to review our regulations. The legislature always has that authority. And then they can either approve them or deny them. Okay, they have an upward thumbs up or a thumbs down on every regulation. I would anticipate that since this is a regulation to enable something they just passed, that probably it won't be controversial, and we will probably get through the Legislative Commission without comment. That's my hope. But nonetheless, Mary and I will be showing up at the Legislative Commission meeting whenever it's scheduled, in case we do get called up. Once the Legislative Commission, if they adopt it, it goes to the Secretary of State's office. After that, literally, as soon as their commission meeting's over, they haul them all over there, wham them with a stamp. It's law. Okay, so this could be the law of the state of Nevada in probably about a month. And then once that happens, we wait for, somewhere between 3 and 5 years before it ends up getting codified. So it won't actually show up on the website or anywhere else that people will know, but it will show up in a very strange place. But we will know that it exists, and we'll make sure it gets on our website to make sure the public can find this law, even though it won't be codified. Doesn't mean it won't be enforceable. It's enforceable as soon as the Secretary of State hits it with her or his stamp on whenever that meeting is. So that's the next step. We're basically a month away from this becoming law. So.
Thank you, Mr. Ling. Are there any other questions about the regulation we just passed or the process or anything? Okay, then let's go to the next agenda item, which is board member comments. What board member comments do we have?
Hi, Margaret. Thank you. I just wanted to add a request, an agenda item for our next meeting for ICF IID, intermediate care facilities for individuals with intellectual disabilities, non-medical. It's a long, it's a long one. There has been a facility, a trial, and now it's moving on. It looks like it's going to expand. So I wanted to, update the board on what we're up to.
Excellent. So we'll make that an agenda item. And Daniel, if you have anything that you wish to have action on, just make sure that our executive director knows so that she can so note it on the agenda.
Well, I'll do some emailing and we'll
Perfect.
get
We'll
lined up.
coordinate that. Okay, wonderful. Any other board member comments? I would just like to thank Sandy for her 13 to 14 years of service to this board. We've come from boxes and boxes of files everywhere to an organized, streamlined, we're paperless, in the cloud operating. And hopefully, as you said, Mary, that we'll have patience from our constituents while we get this move taking place. We're doing our best to serve everybody as quickly as we can, and just kind of handing over the baton is a little time consuming and strenuous. So thank you very much for all your years of service. And Mary, welcome to you. It's going to be interesting with our council in Northern Nevada and our executive director in Northern Nevada. So it's a little more equal in terms of how many of us are up there, because our governor's representative is up there and our public member is up there and our chair is up there. So we have kind of an equal thing. So we'll probably look when we set, which is the next coming up agenda item, our next meeting, we can probably do it by Zoom so that no one has to travel, since there aren't the formality of regulation. Oh, and that does remind me, another agenda item, Mary, would be approval of
106, R10624. That one will be ready for hearing.
Thank you.
Dummy. We'll have a reg hearing just like we did today on R10624.
And that's where we've cleaned up some of our language. We've changed like the word administrator AIT to administrator residency, all formality kinds of things. Nothing that really affects the public, nothing that really affects our licensees. But of course, there will be the final hearing for that. We've already presented that also twice, but we were held up today because of some constrictions with limitations with LCB. So that will be at our next meeting, and we'll set that date in a minute. So you'll have that as an agenda item also. Thank you. Any other board member comments? Okay, then I'd like to ask if we could next go to public comments. Do we have any public comments from here in Las Vegas? I'd just like to thank you very much for being here. I hope that we'll have a smooth path forward. If there are any challenges, we're open. Please let us know, because we can't fix it if we don't know it's broken. So we're more than willing to work with all of you. This is kind of new territory for us in terms of the way it's going forward. So it's our goal to make this as smooth and as positive for our consumers as possible. So thank you for being here. Could we then move to the next agenda item, which is setting a time and date and location for our next meeting? And I would respectfully request that we meet via Zoom so that it's more convenient for everyone. And I was talking with council just before the meeting, and we think 3 months would be early in November. So I would like to suggest November 6th, which is a Wednesday. Would that be a challenge for anyone?
I'm good.
Works for me. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, so it will be November 6th, and is 10 o'clock okay?
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock? 10 a.m. Plan on a somewhat brief meeting. It will be much like today. In addition, we'll be doing the formality of approving the R106. So that'll take just a little bit longer, but we'll do it by Zoom. So that takes care of that, right? Are there any other business items before I adjourn the meeting? Hearing none, then the meeting, could I have a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion to adjourn. And again, thank you all for being here. Thank you, board, for taking time to be here, and our community. Thank you. And our council. Thank you.
Good job.
Done. Thank you. Slam dunk. Again, thank you so much.
We can't come out and say hi. We're trying.
Yeah, we can't get out of here. Jumping over this is really hard with a booth.
Sorry, one of our mentors ready.